everybody, welcome to the 𝐂𝐴𝐿. I'm Jessica, and today's video is going to be all about the subject that I dread teaching the most in our homeschool. If you are new here, the subject I dread teaching most in our homeschool is math. If you're not new here, you probably already knew that that's what I was going to say. Math is the one thing that Emily and I have butted heads on the most in the 9 years that we've homeschooled. Here's the thing though, I am not one of those parents or one of those homeschoolers who's like, I don't like math. I actually love math. Like, math is one of the things that comes naturally to me. I love doing it. It was never the subject that concerned me when we went into homeschooling. Like, when we started homeschooling, I was never like, man, I don't want to teach math. It was actually history that I didn't want to teach because I was very bored when I was going to school. And so I thought that I was going to dread teaching that the most. Turns out that history is one of my favorite things to teach, and math is one of my least favorites. But again, it's not because I don't like math. It's not because I'm not good at math or that I don't understand math. It is that I am not good at teaching Emily math. And my husband would agree that I'm also not good at teaching him math. When him and I first got married, he went back to college and I tried to help him with his math and it didn't go very well. And apparently the same is true with Emily. I think that because I'm so good at it and I understand it and it comes naturally to me, it's just one of those things that I'm not great at explaining and breaking down. And so it always ended in tears for Emily or me, or most of the time, both of us. And it was so stressful. I would literally dread it. We spent an entire year when she was younger just game schooling math, like just reading books and playing games, because it was the only way that we didn't end up in tears. And I'm so glad that we did that because it backed us up and it like helped her see that math wasn't, like, it wasn't math that was the problem. But before that, we tried everything. Like, if there is a math curriculum out there, we had tried it. We tried workbooks, we tried curriculums, we tried different styles of things, we tried hands-on, we tried reading, we tried podcasts, and all of the things. We did it all. And it just never worked. It didn't click for her. We just butted heads too much. There was just no solution. Until one day, when Emily was in, like, I think 3rd grade, and I realized that I 100% was the problem. It was not her. It was not the curriculum. It was me. It was the way I was trying to teach it. It was the way I was going about it. It was me not being able to break it down in a way that she could understand it. It just, like, I was the problem. And so when I said, okay, if I'm the problem and I remove myself, then that means that I'm going to outsource it. It fixed it. Like, that fixed the problem. There were still tears over math because it's math and it's not Emily's favorite subject. But when I started outsourcing it in Emily's 3rd grade year, things drastically improved. So we went to teaching textbooks for her 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade year. So we used teaching textbooks for 4 years. Actually, we used it for 5. We started it halfway through 2nd grade. And it took her like a year and a half to do teaching textbooks math 3 because I wanted to go slow, so slow, just to make sure that she didn't feel like rushed or behind or whatever. And so we used it, I guess, for 4.5 years. And it worked really well. Outsourcing was definitely the solution to that problem. It made Emily more confident when it came to math. It gave me peace of mind when it came to math. I no longer dreaded math time. I'm not going to say that she enjoyed math time, but she no longer dreaded it. It saved our relationship, like tenfold did it save our relationship, because our homeschool days weren't ending in tears anymore, and we weren't butting heads or at each other's throats or having to have Kevin play referee, which happened very frequently when it came to math lessons for us. And then this past year, when Emily finished math 6, I had to sit down and decide, were we going to go ahead and finish out with teaching textbooks, which was still working, but I could start to see that it just was, as we were getting into the higher levels of math, it wasn't still the best fit for her. She wasn't retaining it as much. She needed some sort of written element to go with it. So I had to decide, were we going to go ahead with teaching textbook and, you know, print the things out that they provide, or if we were going to make a change. And so this year, which would be her 7th grade year for all intents and purposes, we tried Denison pre-algebra. And I started it with the intention of honestly thinking that pre-algebra would take us 2 years. I thought we would do pre-algebra for 7th and 8th. I wanted to make sure we had plenty of time because I knew that any time that we change something, things can, you know, go haywire. And I wanted to make sure we didn't steal that confidence from her. And honestly, Denison has been the best choice for the higher grades for her. It gives her the video component that she likes. It also has a written component that she likes. It has like a face-to-face teacher, which I think really helped her because she feels like there's like a person teaching her versus just like the app style of teaching textbooks now that she's into like pre-algebra and geometry style problems. I love it because it is completely hands-off. She watches her video lesson. She does her assignment. She checks her answers in the solution manual herself. The only thing that I do is grade her test, which they give me the answer key for that. So I mean, she could technically grade her own test too, but I grade her test and that's it. If she has a problem, she goes to Kevin because I still am not the best at explaining it or teaching it. So if she has a problem or if she has some sort of like, hey, I need this explained in a different way, she goes to Kevin first. Because I'm still not the best solution for math. And it stinks because I actually was kind of looking forward to teaching it, but that's okay because it was one of those things that quickly became something that I really, really dreaded because of the way it led us to tears every time. And so I'm glad that we figured out a way to make math work for her, to take a subject that I absolutely dreaded teaching and that she absolutely dreaded us doing every single day and turning it into one that she doesn't mind. And so I say all of that to say this: if you are a homeschool mom and there is a subject that you dread teaching, find a way to outsource it, whether that is to your spouse, whether that is to an older kid. Maybe you have, you know, kids that are old enough that they can teach the younger kids. Whether that's to a neighbor. I know some people who live in the same community, and so one teaches like language arts while the other teaches math, and their kids go back and forth through their neighborhood. It can be on Outschool. There's a ton of things on Outschool. If you're like, hey, my kid's really into veterinary science and I don't know anything about veterinary science, there is a class for that, I promise. In fact, I know that because Emily's taken it. Or if it's through a program like Teaching Textbooks or Denison for math, or like Night Zookeeper or IEW for language arts, like there are so many different ways to outsource a subject so that you don't have to dread it and so that your kids don't have to dread it. Because there is nothing more miserable in homeschool than lessons that end in tears repeatedly. I mean, tears are going to happen occasionally, but if you have a subject that is ending in tears like on a frequent, repetitive basis, it's probably time to consider outsourcing it. Do you outsource any subjects in your homeschool? If you do, let me know which ones down in the comments.